Get ready for things to change. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Luna Giselle, back with another video. And today's video topic is really important to me and exciting to me as an astrologer, and as other astrologers have seen, Rahu and Ketu will be making a shift after 18 months of being in Taurus, Rahu, and Scorpio, where Ketu is. Rahu and Ketu will be moving into Sidereal Aries and Libra April 12th, 2022. Now, it's going to shift a lot of what we know to be true at this time, not in like a bad way, but it's gonna be a very, very energetic time, because when Rahu moves into Aries, more people will be more action oriented, impulsive, a little bit more aggressive and self-directed, more concerned with their own personal interests. Why? Because Rahu represents trends, it represents innovation, it represents the collective consciousness manifest and being explored physically. So Rahu Ketu are obviously the north and the south node, and these represent the times, the conscious mind, how our path is going. Ketu is obviously that spiritual component of this serpent demon that is all about liberation, moksha, ending and renouncing anything that has come to play and come to be. There's also going to be a focus here too, Libra themes. It's going to be changing the way we view relationships and connect to other people, and more geared towards Martian themes. So Rahu in Aries is going to be lorded by Mars this whole 18 months. Mars will be going retrograde later in the year. You have to be willing to put your needs first and your health first. You have to be willing to stay on your toes and stuff. We're going to be seeing a rise of fitness, personal trainers, fitness gurus, people wanting to take care of themselves and being a little bit more selfish in life. We're going to see new leaders emerge, because Aries represents leaders, new icons, new trends and celebrities, just like a new way of living. So the last time we've had Rahu transit a fire sign was in 2016, so 6 years ago. So that could have been a new phase, new initiation, because fire signs are associated with the dharma, action, righteousness, morals, going after what is correct. So we're seeing this happen again in a more baby and volatile form, because it's Aries. And Aries is associated with Mars, but you get the gist. In 2016, everyone kept talking about summer 16, because that was changing everyone's life. Because Rahu was in Leo, lording everyone's sun. So, lorded by the sun. So, it was just lots of changes. We're going to see those changes start to happen again, where everyone's being kicked into a new phase of their life as well. But it's only through initiative, which is what Aries represents. And it's going to be focused on more of like health and self-care and things like that, because Aries is a very selfish sign. It's an independent sign. So we're going to be seeing a lot of people shying away from superficial relationships and wanting to find something more authentic, because Aries is as authentic as it gets. I mean, let's be real. When we're born into this life, we have to look out for ourselves. You know, there's a fight or flight response to survive, to breathe, to handle our own business. That's exactly what's going to be going on. If you're one of those people that's been a people pleaser, or you stay in relationships too long and you put yourself down, watch yourself rise. So Aries placements, you're going to be feeling this the most this year. The sidereal Aries placements, you're going to feel like this elevation and this influctuation of like power and control over your life, if in the right ways, depending on obviously where your personal Mars placement is at and like other aspects in your chart. But like if you have, you know, Aries 10th house or Aries 1st house, it's easy to be recognized during this next 18 months, because what you do and how you choose to take care of yourself and show out for yourself and lead yourself is going to be inspiring other people. This is all about inspiring and leading other people. Life coaches, people that want to like bring people up and lift other people up. This is exactly what this transit's going to be about. It's just that there might be a lot of more social conflict because people believe in different things. Obviously, people want to believe in this, people want to believe in that. So we're going to be seeing a lot of more aggression, especially on the internet, because Rahu rules the internet. Rahu rules any innovation, any advancement, any technology. That's what Rahu is associated with. Social media, anything like that, that's Rahu. So we're going to be seeing a little bit more aggression on these areas, more online real estate. I've been hearing about that. You probably see a rise in that. You'll probably see a rise in NFTs as well, because Mars rules property and NFTs kind of become a digital property. So Rahu is going to amplify that arena where those exist, like the crypto market and everything like that. It's going to be more prevalent in this upcoming 18 months. More volatile as well, because, you know, Mars is a volatile energy. It will soon be the norm. You know, before something starts to get steady, it's going to be like this. So this is what we're going to be seeing. We're going to be seeing different people advocating for that kind of stuff. Real estate online, property online, getting your online presence. Mars is the risk taker. Okay, Mars is the risk it to get the biscuit, as y'all saw in my 8th house video. Mars is the risk taker. So lots of risky situations going on. But you know what they say, a high risk can sometimes yield a high reward. Pace yourself now. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And then the changes we'll see coming from Ketu and Libra is a change in the beauty industry, and a change in social media, a change in the fashion industry, a change in how we do video gaming and stuff like that. Ketu will come and destroy the relationship that we have with those things now in order to make way for something that's more, you know, that's more in alignment with what's next to come. Because listen, Rahu and Ketu are always moving backwards, but they have their own intelligence of like, okay, we're repeating certain cycles. So Rahu is in Aries, which means it's in the last sign of its cycle. So when Rahu moves into Pisces, it's going to be starting a new cycle of things. If you look back in history, you can see the dates of like when Rahu was in Pisces versus when Rahu was in Aries, and like the times before that. It's a huge shift. I love talking about the nodes. The nodes indicate a lot about who we are as people, because the story and the mythology behind Rahu and Ketu is that they were like, why do the gods get to drink this drink of immortality? We want to be immortal too. So they snuck in, disguised themselves, got a drip of the elixir before the sun and moon exposed them. So the sun and the moon are natural enemies of Rahu and Ketu. However, in Dr. Frawley's book, this book, Astrology Series, let me actually pull it up. Here he says, while Rahu has the power to overcome the moon, Ketu has the power to overcome the sun. The nodes can limit other planets as well, Rahu by an uncritical expansion and Ketu by an overly critical contraction. So that's what we see with the nodes, okay? Rahu will distort the moon. So Aries moons, you might have a little bit of discomfort and like a little bit of doubts, anxiety might come up, and it might shake you up a little bit mentally. But for the Aries suns, we might see Aries suns propel forward and get fame. Whereas Libra placements, Libra moon, Libra suns and stuff like that, they might be feeling a little like drawn down or forced into situations where they're asked to draw back. Whereas for the Libra suns, whereas the Libra moons might just get into a more spiritual vibe, cutting out people in their life, cutting out certain habits. So it's different with the nodes. The nodes are doing different things all the time. So it's good to pay attention to that. So Ketu and Libra, a lot of people, you know, the relationships that you have, the relationship dynamics you have to other people are going to change, because people are going to start wanting to see the real value in having relationships, like the real deep and like spiritual meaning that we can have and what we can teach each other in relationships. Because for the last 18 months, Venus has been lording Rahu. Okay, so now it's going to switch in April to where Ketu is lording Venus. It's going to be totally different. Even anything that you might have built up this whole time, you might have a different attachment to it now. It's going to be less materialistic and wanting to do something that has some substance, has some value, which is why I'm saying working out, being in your body, taking care of yourself, being more natural, going for a more natural look. People having regrets from getting like cosmetic surgeries and stuff like that. That's what Ketu and Libra is going to bring and amplify those voices. Rahu and Aries is going to amplify people who are health conscious, who like raw people, who like real people, and like people who like are showing their true selves. That's what Aries is all about. Aries is that go-getter. Aries is all about leadership and starting something new, being the first to do something. Aries is the first, like, I'm the first. That's Aries. So we're going to be seeing a lot of people set records or like come out new, like a new person coming out and setting up all these records. Could be in sports, could be and whatever. Like the sports industry is also going to go for a revamp as well. You might hear some crazy news regarding athletes or gyms, anything like that with this Rahu and Aries transit. It's going to be chaotic and beneficial though, because it's going to put people who have been feeling lazy with the Rahu and Taurus energy kind of just moving slow and kind of enjoying the moment. It is a Venus year, so starting the Venus year with Rahu and Taurus, we're kind of just like, okay, I know what I need to cut off, I know what I need to do, but I'm just going to take it at my own pace. Rahu and Aries is going to come in and people are going to be like, all right, let's go. Like not patient at all, like wanting to like get things done and move forward. There might be some crisis in the world development where it causes people to be like that. Maybe news comes up about a war overseas or a war somewhere or some injustice that makes people riled up and want to protect themselves. The most important month that I think we all need to prepare for, end of July, beginning of August, that whole month, because Rahu and Uranus will be conjunct and lorded by the Mars at home in Aries. It's going to be Mars, Rahu, and Uranus all in Sidereal Aries. So sudden, changes. I don't want to scare any people. You might hear some sort of murderer or like violence going on somewhere in the world. It could be online violence or sudden changes, volatile changes, because you're maybe an earthquake or something like that, because Uranus will bring these sudden changes down. And then Mars is like channel in and fight for something and push through and strategize what you need to do. All of like a certain group of people or wherever this is going to affect, they're going to be called to action, to do something to handle it. It could be even a cyber security break or someone trying to get someone's money or people's money being not secure randomly, because Uranus does have associations with the internet and Rahu obviously does as well. So making sure you're protecting your money and your finances, because like I said, Ketu's in Libra. Ketu's like, finances, what are that? Let's release our relationship to feeling like we need to be confined to this money and this dollar and the banks and everything. You're gonna see a lot of changes with that. So be careful with where you're putting your money, who you tell. Being anonymous on the internet is actually gonna work a lot in people's favor. Rahu is associated with the head of the dragon, of the serpent demon, and Ketu is associated with the body. So to balance out that Rahu energy, why not, you can alter your face on the internet, or like maybe not put so much emphasis on sharing your beauty and trying to get all this attention from, being like vain on the internet, because that might backfire over time. People might be a little bit more harsh to hurting people's feelings and nitpicking or something. You never know what kind of energy it's going to bring, because it all depends on how people are living in their own individual environments and what's going to trigger them. A lot of people might start doing private accounts. A lot of people might just be shying away from certain social media platforms because of the volatile environment. More people trying to scam, because Ketu will be in Libra. So getting money through underground like ways, like trying to get power control and stuff like that. We're going to see all of these things. Fashion industry is going to change. Like I said, beauty and makeup, all of that, different brands. Maybe someone gets exposed for like using a certain chemical. You never know. But Libras, be careful. Try to take it slow. Whenever you have Ketu transiting a personal planet, you need to take it slow, like in that area of life. You need to slow down a little bit, especially look at the house, be like, okay, maybe I need to chill out a little bit. Like for instance, I was talking to someone on Twitter, Bitter Cherry. I was like, oh, maybe Doja Cat might have some news within these 18 months, because Ketu's going to be in her first house, all on her chart ruler, all on her sun, all on her Rahu, having a nodal reversal. Something from the past might meet the future that she tried to conceal, and it's going to probably come up because of this transit. But that's just off the top of my head. Anyone else with like Libra placements might be dealing with this as well. And then the Aries placements, like Megan Thee Stallion, Demi Lovato, Zendaya, she's gonna be climbing up too. But just look out for security, look out for psychopaths. Do not trust a bunch of people. Make sure the security in your home and your property is locked up, because you might be seeing an increase in burglaries or people trying to break into somebody's house, because like I said, Mars rules real estate. So if you own property, I'd be careful if you own the property, not if you're like just renting an apartment, you know what I'm saying? And any just property in general, anything that you have that's like substantial value that you've gotten on your own that you need to protect. Make sure you get your security cameras and stuff like that. People are going to try to get away with anything, and people are going to be impulsive. So when you're in public and someone tries you or someone says something crazy, just try not to react. Try not to react too much, especially around Christmas and the holidays coming up. There's no need to react and blow things out of proportion. you never know. Someone could pull out a gun. Someone could pull, you never know. Like, it's crazy. People are going to be feeling stressed out if like what they're doing isn't, what they're trying to act on isn't manifesting. So channeling into that Ketu, being more appreciative and thankful for what you do have and taking care of what you do have and getting rid of things that you don't need and clearing the space for new, that will definitely help during this 18-month transit. But a lot of people are going to be transforming. A lot of people will be going from like nobodies to somebodies during this 18 months, because when you think about Mars, Mars exalts in Capricorn, right? So if there's a Capricorn transit, I don't know. Let me look it up because we need to know the facts. If Mars goes into Capricorn during this Rahu and Aries transit, that's going to be the time when you're going to start to see people rising onto the top, getting celebrity status and stuff like that. And it's going to be for something new. I don't think we'll get a Mars in Capricorn during this 18 months, because you get the Mars because it's going to retrograde in Sidereal Taurus for like 5 months or something, or like it's going to retrograde, so it's going to be in the same sign for like 5 months. So when that retrograde happens, okay, when is Mars retrograde? See, for me, I don't obsess about transits that much. It's good to know as an astrologer like what's going on, but I'm more focused on like natal horoscope, what's going on in the person's life at that time. You know, the transits that are happening now. It's going to retrograde in Mrigashirsha October 30th till January 12th. It's going to go all the way back to Rohini. That'll be like a more quiet time. I think that'll be better for whatever damage that's happening in August with the Rahu and Uranus conjunction, that sudden change for that whole month and a half period. Whatever, we might get some relief from that when Mars goes retrograde. But Mars retrograde from October 30th till January 12th will indicate a time when you might miss the mark a little bit with your actions. Something that you did in the past might come back to bite you. You could get caught for something later, or you know, you're having to over-explain something, or you're not able to go towards what you want to go towards in the way that you naturally would feel like it. So Mars retrograde periods aren't really, it's not going to be the end of the world, but it's just the fact that Rahu's there. It's going to be kind of like this beginning of this year when Venus was retrograde and Rahu's in Taurus, being lorded by that Venus. You know, things are a little bit slow and it's going to be like weird. You can't really move. You don't really have a choice. You're kind of just staying low, and it'll start in Sidereal Gemini and go back into Sidereal Taurus. So communication might be a little messed up, and then you might have to worry about your finances and what you invested in. That's why I'm saying the crypto market is going to continue to be super volatile. We're going to get huge spikes and then huge like decreases, and that's going to make people not have a lot of faith in like that type of sphere. But what people will have faith in is in NFTs. People are going to love that whole NFT thing and collecting them and having digital art. Just reiterating that Mars and Aries energy is very, I need it done now, I want it. So it's impulsive, like I keep mentioning. So if you're one of those people that can do something quickly and move quickly and get a result quickly, then fine. But if you're in somewhere where it needs to be the long haul, it needs to have like more of Saturn's knowledge, then pace yourself during this time. Honestly, everyone needs to be pacing themselves, because the frustration needs to be balanced out with some tranquil activity, some calm breathing exercises. You know, Libra is an air sign. Center of that Libra Rashi is Swati Nakshatra, ruled by Vayu. Channel the knowledge of Vayu, prana, life force. Don't think that anything has to just go one way and it's going to be successful every time, because Mars is about, you know, resilience as well. So being able to pick yourself up even if you do have a huge fail and try again and again and again. That's the knowledge of Mars. So yeah, and Ketu and Libra is just gonna make us all want to be more connected on a more real level instead of superficial, wanting deeper connection, not caring so much about like being so shallow in life. More people are gonna be less shallow and more accepting of their natural self and their natural looks. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little video on what I think is going to happen during the Rahu in Aries and Ketu and Libra transit for the next 18 months. I might post a little update video and go over what will happen in 2023 later on when we start to experience this energy. But other than that, thank you all for watching. If you want to support this channel, please consider joining my Patreon, which is only $3 a month, to help me continue my research and post more astro content. See you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.